Welcome to Wrexham. We're here at the Stock Kairas with the start of another qualifying campaign. And they can be tough, can't they? Boy, don't we know it, but they can also be exciting. The hope, the expectation and a chance of a place in the history books. Wales women have never made it to the finals of a major tournament, but they've been getting closer. So could this be their time? Could Euro 2025 be the one? It kicks off tonight against Croatia, and for the first time we'll get to see what is the Wilkinson way as new manager Rhian Wilkinson takes charge. Hello there, yes, here we go, the start of a new qualifying campaign, and it all kicks off here in North Wales. But where will it end? Well, we hope next year in Switzerland at the Euros finals. Fingers crossed. I can tell you one thing, these two will be dusting off their passports if that happens. Former Wales international Katie Sherwood and current Wales international Hannah Kane too. Welcome both. Excited for this one. A new campaign, a new start, a new manager. And all eyes will be on Rhian Wilkinson this evening as we try and second guess her style. Dangerous in possession, that's the mantra. So what are we expecting, Katie? Very attacking style?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's what this team needs. We know that's the side of the game that we've been trying to develop. And if we look at Rhian Wilkinson's previous teams she's been in charge of, her teams score goals, but they also don't concede many, so we know she can shut up shop when she needs to. I'm really excited to get going. I think there's a lot of optimism around this campaign, and I really do believe this is the time for this team to qualify for something big.
Oh, to be history makers. We've got our fingers crossed, as I said. Hannah, you're not involved in this squad, unfortunately, recovering still from that horrible ACL injury. But Rhian Wilkinson has picked up the phone. She's been in touch. What did you make of that conversation?
Yeah, it's really nice to still be involved as much as possible. It's a difficult time, obviously, at the moment. I'm gutted to not be available for selection tonight, but I'm super excited to see another great performance from the girls.
She hasn't had a long time with her squad, only a couple of days actually, so no surprise really that she's gone with a similar side to the one that beat the Republic of Ireland back in February. Just the one change, Josie Green is out, in comes Ella Powell. So, as I said, she's sort of stuck with a winning formula here.
Yeah, she hasn't had a great time with the team, so we knew there weren't going to be many dramatic changes, and that performance against Republic of Ireland was one of the best performances we've seen from Wales. So I'm really excited about this new formation that we look to be playing with those three centre-backs and having those wing-backs in those advanced positions. I mean, you look at that midfield four of Jessica Fishlock, Sophie Ingle and Harriet James, Rachel Rowe. Those four players could play in any team across the world. So it's a really exciting team. She's inherited a talented group, and we've really got to hit the ground running this evening.
And Wales are favourites for this one. They are the top-seeded side in the group. Wales are 32nd in the world, Croatia 58th. So we are expecting a win, a performance. As a side, though, did you prefer the underdog title, or did you prefer maybe the favourites label? Which one?
It's difficult because you want to be a favourite, but I personally love being an underdog. It gives me that extra bit of a oomph, but these girls don't need that. They've shown that in previous games, and we've kind of been the underdog in Pot A, and we'll take that experience into these games tonight and show what we're really made of.
Well, we've done really well to avoid all the flying balls, I have to say. But we're going to go to studio. We'll be safer there, don't you worry. While we make our way over, we're going to hear from the new manager, Rhian Wilkinson. I caught up with her early in the week for a little catch-up. Rhian, lovely to meet you. The start of a new campaign. I'm sure you're pretty excited to get going at last.
I am. You know, it was our first real day on the field today, and just being out on the grass with the players, that energy, the team, myself, this new staff, everyone's raring to go.
What do you make then of the side that you now have at your disposal?
The greatest privilege of being the coach of Wales is that you definitely don't have to motivate the team. They're so proud to wear the badge. They're so proud to get to represent their country. So it's how you harness it and how I sort of get some of my principles across. And I think they've really bought in. They're really excited just to get going.
Okay, let's talk a bit about you, the person. For somebody who doesn't know much about you, tell me about the first time you maybe picked up a football or kicked a football. Can you remember?
I can. In Canada, every young boy and girl plays football. It's an expectation. I was just really active, and I participated in as many sports as I could.
So when you saw the opportunity to come for this Wales job, was it a no-brainer?
Yeah, I think when the job came up, that Gemma actually This was the first time that when Jane Ludlow stepped down, I was sorely tempted. I thought, well, what an amazing opportunity. But I'd already verbally committed to another job, and it wasn't the right timing for me. But I couldn't sleep when I saw this job had come up. It's something I've been thinking about. It's been in the back of my mind for a long time. My mother's Welsh, my father was English, so it was the perfect job for me.
How much would it mean for you to be the first manager to take a women's side to a major tournament?
I try not to get too ahead because we've got, 3 FIFA windows before we even get to the first playoffs, and then we have the second playoffs. It's a long road still, which is great because they get to know me a little bit more. They get to sort of develop how I like to play. We have opportunities to do that against strong opposition that will push us. But it's hard not to think of that. We want to make history.
Well, she seems pretty relaxed, I have to say, but it can be daunting, it can be exciting when there's change for everybody, the coach and the players as well.
Yeah, all of the above, what you just said, it can be every single one of them, but sometimes change happens when you least expect it, but sometimes that's when you need it the most, so it's a really exciting time for the girls.
And I'm sure she would have been impressed with what she saw in February against the Republic of Ireland. Jess Fishlock and Lily Woodham, the Seattle Reign duo, scoring then. Lily Woodham, that move to the US in January, how beneficial for her, but how beneficial for Wales as well, Katie?
Yeah, it's really important that our players are playing at the top level, and we forget that Lily is only 23, so for her making that move, it just shows how ambitious she is, but also is testament to her that Seattle wanted to sign her. I think she's probably one of the first names on the team sheet now, because she's really established herself into this starting 11, and she's really made that wing-back position her own, and I'm really excited to see her grow in this campaign, and I think we're looking at a future captain in Lily Woodham.
Wow, a big call. Do you agree?
100%. Lily is an unbelievable player. She's an unbelievable person, and to have that character and experience already at such a young age is something that will be a massive plus for Wales.
You can probably hear Zombie Nation in the background. The fans are very excited, all ages here, of course, and they're hoping for another Welsh win. In recent months, it has been tough for Wales. February was their first win in 10 months. How important is that, the timing of that win, before the start of a new campaign?
Yeah, it's massive. That psychological edge going into a new campaign on the back of 2 great results, that draw against Germany and that fantastic win against Republic of Ireland. When your players have that self-belief and they're growing in confidence, you're going to see an excelled performance. And in this group, it's going to give us opportunity to build on these performances and get results against teams who are a similar rank to us. We know we're the highest ranked team, is that expectation is, but this group will deliver in this campaign. I'm really, really confident.
Do they feel pressure, this group?
I think people deal with pressure in different ways, and this team is excels in that, and I think the way they perform on the pitch shows that.
Thank you both for the time being. Well, the journey to Euro 2025 starts now. Is this their time? We're about to find out. Let's join our commentary team for this one. Former Wales international Gwen Harris alongside Simon Davis.
Thank you, Catherine. And how nice it is to be in North Wales for a competitive Wales fixture. And hopefully some of the recent Wrexham success will rub off on Rhian Wilkinson's side tonight. The big question, which you just posed, Catherine, is what sort of approach and style we'll see tonight under this new Canadian coach. A proud night for Rhian Wilkinson.
Sing it proud.
Well, this Wrexham public has witnessed some classic club matches in recent years. Will tonight be a classic international fixture for Wales in this opening qualifier against Croatia, the first step towards Euro 2025. Bristol City's Ella Powell comes into the Wales team in place of Josie Green, in the only change with the team that coach John Gray selected against the Republic of Ireland in February. Sophie Ingle remains as captain under new boss Rhian Wilkinson. And on the bench, 17-goal Kayleigh Barton adds firepower and could be an option come the second half. Croatia are ranked 59th in the world and missed out on promotion to the Nations League top flight in the playoffs against Norway. Keeper and captain Doris Balic has played for Arsenal and Juventus and is currently with Napoli. And there's a 50th cap for Anna Jelenicic of Servette in Switzerland. And one attacking option off the bench, Anna Maria Markovic. In charge of proceedings this evening, Zuzana Valentova of Slovakia. And another proud evening for Sophie Ingle, once again captaining her country, as she does with such aplomb. Well, Gwennon Harris, the big question is what sort of approach and style we'll see under Rhian Wilkinson. It's certainly exciting to try and find out.
Yeah, I can't wait, to be honest. I'm really hoping that it'll be a more positive, attack-minded style of play, hoping to play between the lines and get the very talented technical players of Ingle, Jess Fishlock, Rachel Rowe on the ball in those dangerous areas so that they can create and cause problems.
Well, we can see the team spirit in this Wales squad. But as far as the selection is concerned under Wilkinson, it's more of the same, really. Croatia have threats. Isabella Leuna of Osijek leads the Croatian attack. She's in her 14th year as an international player. And what can you say about the incomparable Jess Fishlock? She has hinted that this may be her last qualifying campaign. The 37-year-old is now one away from 150 caps. Yeah, it's a mix of experience and youth, and Lily Woodham scored her first Wales goal in Dublin back in February and is enjoying life at OL Reign in Seattle in the United States. It is a new era for Wales under the management of Rhian Wilkinson, and the road to Switzerland begins here in Wrexham against Croatia. We've said it so many times, Gwennon, and we certainly hope that this campaign ends the way that we all want it to.
Yeah, I think we're all desperate for that, aren't we? And especially the players, as you alluded to there, there's a couple of them that I think probably will be their last campaign. And it'd be a travesty if the likes of Fishlock do not reach a major tournament.
The Wilkinson era is underway. Well, we thought it was underway. We'll have to wait a few more seconds. A delayed whistle from the Slovakian referee. And it's underway now. And the key thing for Wales tonight is to be positive and to show the sort of quality that we saw against the Republic of Ireland.
Yeah, and I think, as we can see straight away, you know, Croatia have dropped up into a pretty low block. So Wales are going to have to be patient on the ball, just keep moving the ball from side to side, keep creating space, and at times then try and get those players, as I said, in between the lines just to cause problems and pull the Croatian players out of position.
And the first goal kick going Croatia's way. Pass from Woodham. Maria Wilkinson said to Catherine in her pre-match interview the need for positivity. That she inherits a squad that has come close before. And many of those players out there absolutely desperate to get to a major finals. Here's Roberts. Easier said than done. Here's Ladd of Manchester United. Evans, her club teammate. The spine of this Welsh team, very familiar to many of our viewers, I'm sure, Gwenan.
Yeah, indeed, and just the way that Wales have set up in the opening minute, you can see that they've got that back three, and then they've pushed the wing backs, Lily Woodham, Ella Powell on, and Sophie Ingle will have that job of just sitting in between. And then you see Rachel Rowe, Jess Fishlock bombing on.
Woodham's cross, not a bad one. James wanted it. Well, the two Seattle-based players almost combining there. Cleared away by Kuznaric. Is this a sign of things to come? Croatia, as you say, Gwenan, have set up very, very defensively here.
Yeah, they've got a flat back four, and then five in midfield. One will come out and engage if any of the, the likes of Ingle or Angharad James will get on the ball. But Wales just need to be patient, as we've said. We saw them a couple of times, and when that opportunity's on, we saw Fishlock early on in those spaces between the midfield and defensive line. Can she then get on the ball and turn?
Woodham again looking with that left foot delivery. It's Rowe. Well, it sat up nicely for her.
Well, who remembers back to that wonderful goal against Portugal last year from a similar area on the volley, so we know she's technically capable. Just maybe snatched at this one a little bit early. But as a forward player, obviously I'm a little bit biased. I love seeing the forward players, the attack-minded players, getting an early opportunity, an early shot on goal, and being positive.
Rachel Rowe needs no invitation to shoot from outside the box. We've seen it so many times. Ella Powell, rare start for her. Nice to see her get a game. And a bit of a surprise, I think, in many ways, from Rhian Wilkinson to put Powell straight into the first 11. Here's Rowe. Going alone here. Fishlock could be the great start for Wales, and it is. The Wilkinson era is up and running. She enjoyed it, and this crowd certainly enjoyed it. Wales 1, Croatia 0.
The perfect start for Rhian Wilkinson. Just seen Rachel Rowe driving out defence, and Fishlock is never going to miss in that situation. Just see the way she turns, she drives. Love that positivity. She draws 1, 2, 3, 4 players in, and then the run from Fishlock, wait on the pass, and as calm and as collected and as composed as you'd like, but nobody else other than Fishlock in that situation. Great first touch with the outside of her foot, just to open her body up and just calmly slots it past then. Superb start.
And for the 41st time, Jess Fishlock has scored for Wales. Well, she had hinted in a few media interviews that this may well be the swan song of her international career, this qualifying campaign, but she is as good as ever, and a composed finish, as you would expect.
Yeah, and it's just about getting her in the positions where she can cause damage in between those lines and running off Elise Hughes. She's so good and technical, just need to put it in those areas.
Fishlock's ball to Rowe almost works out. Well, it's been an excellent start, full of positivity, and Rhian Wilkinson called for that, and that's what she's getting. Rachel Rowe will take this corner. The option of Wooden for a short corner was there, but goalkeeper Bacic opting for safety first. Ladd. Beautifully weighted pass to Rachel Rowe. Wales mixing it up as well, playing on the deck, but over the top as well.
Yeah, just instantly, just the quickness of the play, speeding it up. You know, when two-touch pass, where possible, just to keep that tempo high. And we've seen the mix-up go through the middle, but also when that Croatian defensive line has got quite narrow, they've played it out wide to Lily Woodham and Ella Powell.
James trying to find the feet of Ellis Hughes. It's another Welsh corner. And Wales have come out of the starting blocks like Usain Bolt here. And that is good to see. Rangers is Rachel Rowe, formerly of Reading. Good cross. Could come back out to James. Skewed volley. Always a difficult skill to control that from a high position. It's a free kick anyway.
Yeah, I think there was an offside, but that is a difficult skill. You know, just as it's coming down, you know, just to time it, you could just see that she just got caught under it a little bit too early. That's why the spin of it then is coming up and above. Wales will look dangerous from those set pieces, especially, you know, the target run of Rhiannon Roberts coming across the front.
Powell. Jelencic is for Servette in Switzerland. Bazile. Wales are going to be careful here. First real attack for Gilbo. Rowe getting a foot in. I should point out as well that with 41 goals, Jess Fishlock has equalled Gareth Bale's total. She's still 3 off Helen Ward, of course.
I was going to say there'll be a certain Helen Ward that's a little bit nervous at the minute.
Been involved in the coaching setup. Helen Ward has got so much to give. But once again, Wales 1, Croatia 0, and it's Jess Fishlock, who've just joined us here at the racecourse ground in Wrexham.
Just superb movement from Rachel Rowe there. Probably couldn't see it on the screen, but just so she came deep originally to try and get the ball to feet. But as the defender followed her, the space then opened up in the wide channel for her, and she makes that sudden change of movement.
Gemma Evans. There is Hayley Ladd, who recently became a centurion at Manchester United. Hayley Ladd, the 6th player to achieve that. Manchester United women is Fishlock. A wide position this time, joined by Powell. Clean tackle from Neva Clark. Plays her football in Osijek in Croatia. But already we're seeing both full-backs for Wales really getting forward here, Gwenan. Once again, it's Powell. Testing cross. Well, she was always backpedaling. Bacic, the Croatian goalkeeper.
Yeah, I think this suits this system a bit like the men's team. It suits the wing-backs, you know, and the personnel, the profile of the players that Wales have got, the likes of Lily Woodham now and Ella Powell, being able to get forward, join in the attacks. And I'm really pleased to see Ella Powell being given an opportunity, actually. She's been playing really well in the WSL for Bristol. Very industrious, hard worker, knows her roles and responsibilities well, and is growing in confidence on the ball.
Amazing to think this is only her 7th cap. Made her debut all the way back in 2018 under Jane Ludlow against Portugal, I remember. And on that occasion, it just goes straight to the goalkeeper. But 10 minutes in, Gwenan, I think every reason for Wales to be positive.
Yeah, certainly so. And as expected, if I'm honest, maybe I think a lot of people think I'm a bit harsh, and I think I am at times. But you look at the group, you expect Wales to top the group, regardless of who's in charge. I'm just hoping that the positivity, a little bit more clinical edge, and a little bit more decisive in our movements in the final third now under Ian Wilkinson will help us elevate us to that next level, because obviously the first 3 spaces will go through to the playoffs in this new system.
Well, don't mention playoffs to that man, Rob Page, the Wales men's manager. Good to see him here tonight. Next up for his team, a friendly against Slovakia in June. And actually, when we talk about permutations for Ian Wilkinson's side, it's worth going on the BBC Sport Wales website, an explainer voiced by our very own Catherine Helydd of all the permutations and what Wales need to do to qualify. Essentially finish in the top 3, and they will be guaranteed a place in those playoffs.
Yeah, but I think they'll be looking past that, if I'm honest. Well, I'd hope that they would be anyway. Once they get through that first qualifying round, they'll be playing other teams. So as well as they do in this group, hopefully we'll win the group. They'll have a easier first round draw, but that second round draw, which you'd expect Wales to get through to, will be the difficult one, and that's when rankings come into place. Obviously, we need to have learnt our lessons from previous campaigns where we've maybe slipped off the gas a little bit and made it difficult for ourselves. And a big and important start is imperative this evening.
Lovely cushion header from James. Rowe, still with Rachel Rowe. Elise Hughes in support possibly. Bazil of Trabzonspor in Turkey will clear it away. Croatia have been backpedaling for most of this opening 11 minutes. Wales' attacking has at times been relentless. Ingle, who we've barely mentioned so far. Rowe, who we have mentioned a lot. Hughes, just behind Rowe. And we're seeing Jess Fishlock play perhaps further forward than we've been used to in recent Wales games.
Yeah, she's playing right off Elise Hughes, if I'm honest, and Elise Hughes is giving her that focal point to play off. She can come deep, as we just saw that lovely first time pass around the corner to Rachel Rowe. But then for me, can she get back into that box a little bit quicker? Wales were lacking numbers then when Elise Hughes had got through. Same for Rachel Rowe. Can they get in there and just affect that defensive line a little bit quicker?
Evans, just beyond Rowe. Balog, clearance, and Loiner as well. Brazil couldn't get past Woodham, and the press from Wales has been very impressive high up the pitch as well. Here is Woodham, and Katie and Hannah were talking in depth earlier about her move out to the United States and how beneficial that's been to her. Always want to see Wales internationals ply their trade in the top leagues. Here she is again, Woodham. James. Opened up for Fishlock. First time ball over the head of Ingle.
Would have liked to have roles reversed there with Ingle, maybe trying to just dink that over the top a little, like a golf wedge to Fishlock, because she's got herself in a really good area. But just the freedom that Rowe and Fishlock are having within this system, and Angharad James as well. You know, when you look at, they're just joining on. They're nearly up, right up alongside Elise Hughes, and they've obviously been given a licence to go and express themselves, to attack, to join in.
Mistake from Powell. He's letting Gilbo. He's in Stumgratz out in Austria. Nice flick to Jelencic, but it was an offside flag against the player from Servette in Switzerland. Well, the first real attack from Croatia, and a first touch for Olivia Clark, the Wales goalkeeper.
Yeah, I think that's the only, well, there's many advantages, disadvantages to certain systems. When you play a 3-back, obviously you leave just the wider channels exposed, and at times you can see Croatia, when they have ventured out their half, they have tried to hit those channels, but you know, Hayley Ladd's dealt with it on numerous occasions already.
Powell chasing it down, and a thumbs up from the Bristol City player. Goal kick to be taken by Doris Bacic. This 80th cap this evening. Spent 3 years at Juventus. He's currently at Napoli in Italy. Aimless ball, really easy for Roberts to flick onto Ingle. Fishlock. Here's Powell. It's very competitive on this Welsh right at the moment, and Powell has been in a few physical battles so far. Woodham.
Yeah, you just see as Wales are playing the ball along their back line. We've got Ella Powell, Jess Fishlock, Elise Hughes, even Rachel Rowe up against their back four, the Croatian back four, and then some will drop off, and there's a real mixture in movement. Some will drop in deep, call space. We see Elise Hughes coming in deep now, just into your picture. Somebody then, Fishlock, was looking to spin in behind. It's just good cohesion in an attacking set so far.
Rona Roberts of Real Betis. Get past Kurs Naric. Rhiannon Roberts has been a stalwart of this Welsh team, firstly under Gemma Granger, and before that, in fairness, under Jane Ludlow. 33 years of age. Ingle of Chelsea. Linking up with Fishlock, Evans to Woodham. And a patient build-up now from Wales. It's a nice idea into Jess Fishlock, who's enjoying a lot of freedom tonight.
Yeah, the ideas are right again, just the movement of Fishlock initially, and then Woodham, the ball played back into that space that was then vacated by the Croatian full-back Pasic.
James, luckily for Roberts. Sophie Ingle took a heavy touch, but as composed as ever. Ingle. Yeah, beautiful surface here at the Stoke Kairas. Wrexham play in the League Two of the EFL, of course. Wales taking advantage of this surface. Powell's cross deflects for Rowe. There's a good tackle in the end. Powell doing well to win it back. The positivity of Rachel Rowe into James. Well, she's been a bundle of energy so far, Rachel Rowe.
I was looking for a little back heel there, a little bit of skill from Anghara James. Just she cuts inside, and then a little reverse pass here with the outside of her foot. And I was just looking for a little back heel there. I think she was tempted, but I wasn't sure on Anghara James. But again, as you said, the freedom, positivity of Rachel Rowe. But fair play, Ella Powell, good tackle to win the ball back high up.
We've seen Rachel Rowe adopted in many positions in her Wales career as a full-back, but there's no doubt that when she has that licence to get forward and join in the attacks, it is of great benefit to Wales. Foul on Woodham, who's not happy about it. Well, it was late.
It was late, but I'm going to be honest, it's one thing I absolutely hate seeing players, male or female, do, is ask for the opposition to be carded. And you can actually get carded yourself for that these days as well, so just need to maintain a bit of composure. Great feet initially.
A two-woman wall for Croatia, and this is a great position for Wales, for either Rowe or Woodham. It's Woodham's delivery towards that near post. Ingle. Powell. In towards Fishlock. Croatia really struggling to get it away here. Woodham wins another throw. And eventually cleared away by Croatia. But you just get that feeling, you don't want to speak too soon. In 20 minutes, Rhian Wilkinson will feel that this is a Croatia team in which Wales are capable of scoring a few goals against. a few more goals.
Most certainly, I think she'll be disappointed. I think everybody will be disappointed if Wales don't. Obviously, the most important thing is to get that victory, but Croatia aren't showing any attacking intent, and they've sat so deep. You can just see, you know, they've got 10 players so deep behind the ball.
It's up to Wales to try and break them down again here. Here is Gemma Evans, 62nd cap for the centre-back, the Rhondda-born centre-back of Manchester United. Roberts. Well, another goal would certainly lift this crowd of near on 5,000 we're hearing. It's great to see so many bucket hats on display in North Wales. Some of the most passionate fans around North Walians, no doubt about that.
Well, it's lovely to see the game, you know, being scattered around at times as well. And Parc Scarlett's Llanelli hosting one of the other games as well in the campaign, but obviously Wrexham a special place with it being the birthplace really of the FAW.
The oldest international football ground in the world, the racecourse. And so much history. A new history, of course, being created by Ryan Reynolds and Rob McElhenney, who have invested heavily as well in the Wrexham women's team as well as the men's. Gwenan?
Yeah, they have, and what a season they're having. You know, they've come up into the Adran Janeiro, and they've been flying, and actually in the Welsh Cup final against Cardiff City, the newly crowned champions, well, regaining their title, and that's on the 5th of May as well, so really exciting time for them.
I think we did well to go, what, 20 minutes without mentioning Ryan Reynolds once being in Wrexham. Seems to be the hot topic around here. Here is Hughes. Roberts. Good build-up play this. Powell. Well, Wales are going to be careful that they're not hit with a counter-attack. Committing so many players forward here. Rowe. Well, she's on fire tonight. Warm applause from Rhian Wilkinson.
And that's where you want to see Rachel Rowe, just facing up, driving at defenders. Good ball across that near post. Just want to see a little bit more movement. Elise Hughes, Jess Fishlock, can somebody try and get across that front post run?
Ingle. Possession firmly in Wales's advantage at the moment. James to chase down Bacic. It's good that Wales got that early goal. I think it has settled down any nerves that there may have been under the new boss.
Yeah, it's really hard to explain actually just how important that is as a player as well. Just that little bit of apprehension, you know, excitement obviously to be representing your country, but when you score an early goal, just the weight it lifts off your shoulders, especially for the likes maybe of Hayley Ladd, Gemma Evans, Sophie Ingle, that aren't playing regularly for their clubs, Chelsea and Man United at the minute. Takes a bit of pressure off.
Evans. Surging ball for Woodham. Well read, in fairness, by Balog. We have seen that, though, both centre-backs encouraged to seek out those diagonal balls, those through balls. Here's James. Woodham up against Loyner. Evans again. Fishlock is free. Chipped ball into Elise Hughes. Well, she's enjoying herself tonight, you feel, Jess Fishlock. What was that term you used? A golf chip
A golf
of a
wedge,
pass.
yeah. I really hope we get to see that again, because technically that is outstanding. You know, just the way she stops then, just to take the pace off the ball as she follows, as she coming through on the ball. Just, I think it was it was Rachel Rowe, so I just mistimed her run for the header off Elise Hughes, but yeah, it's just nice to see Fishlock row as well. Just, as I said before, having that freedom to be able to drop deep and just orchestrate things.
Rowe. He's got Powell as an option to her right. And it's a free kick against Jelencic. Don't think it deserves more than that, but it does represent a good opportunity for Wales now.
Yeah, she was just a bit late. I think Rachel Rowe used her body well, saw it coming. The way she ran over originally, I did think she was going to brandish a yellow card, but no, she was just excited to get her spray up for the ball on the 10-yard line, 10-metre line. But yeah, good opportunity now for, I'd expect an in-swinger, if I'm honest, from Lily Woodham towards that back post. When you've got two options, the in-swinger and the out-swinger, as a goalkeeper, it's really difficult.
Bacic just trying to organise the two-woman wall in front of her. As you can see in the middle of your screen, a cluster of Welsh shirts in and around that penalty spot area. The referee, in fact, has, I think, seen some pushing and shoving that she hasn't taken to. Kunsteck playing the innocent party. Hughes also involved. And again, standing over the ball, it's Rowe and Woodham. Woodham's delivery towards that near post is a clever one. Fishlock just tried the heel, the flick into another red shirt. Probably goes down as an opportunity missed.
Yeah, I think the timing of the runs by the Welsh players, I think they maybe went a little bit early, or you could say that Lily Woodham was a little bit late with the delivery, in the run-up for the delivery.
Wilkinson giving it away to Loyner. International since 2010. Plays in Osijek, hometown of Davos Suker, one of the great Croatian footballers. Control from Loyner, pretty isolated, and Wales can break here if they can get numbers forward. One of those is Powell. Tried to find Fishlock, and you just see the body language of Fishlock. She isn't the captain, but in many ways she is one of those captains on a pitch. Fishlock just giving advice to players, to younger players.
Yeah, and just guiding on certain elements of the game. I think, to be fair, Ella Powell's asking a little bit much of Fishlock there to try and cover that ground, whether she was 17 or 37 years old. That was, you know, would have been a lot for her legs to try and get there. But again, just the positivity of Wales. You know, Rhian Wilkinson came out saying that she likes to have possession, but possession with purpose. You know, and where you have the possession, how dangerous you can be, and we're seeing that.
Fishlock is down here. A concerned face from Rhian Wilkinson, and justifiably so, given the start to this game that Fishlock has. Clash of heads with Neverclark.
She'll be okay. There's no doubt in that.
Neverclark. I don't think there was any intention or malice, but yeah, it'll take a lot for Jess Fishlock to come off the field, that's for sure. Lots of youngsters inside the racecourse ground as well. And it was a nice touch as well from some of the Welsh players, Gwenan, during the warm-up. Many of them had sign language actually on their training kit.
Yeah, they did. There was 5 of them, including Jess and Sophie Ingle, that had the surnames of their on the back of their shirt, sorry, the surnames in sign language, and their shirts then will be auctioned off for the British Sign Language charity. So yeah, really nice touch from the players, and hopefully, you know, that will raise a good amount of money for a very, very worthy cause.
Well, a rare touch for Clark, who has been the quietest player on the pitch. That's always a good sign from a Welsh point of view. Here's Hayley Ladd. He became the 6th United player to become a Centurion. Recently signed a contract until 2025 at the Old Trafford club.
I'm obviously very biased, but I cannot believe she doesn't get more minutes. I just think she's such a clever player.
And she can play in a variety of positions, of course, Hayley Ladd. As can many of these Welsh players, and it's one for Hughes to chase here. Good clearance from Balog. Just such an accomplished footballer, and we've said so many times in commentary over the years, if Wales are in a nervy moment, the one player you want on the ball is probably Hayley Ladd, because she is cool as you like.
Yeah, she is. Along with Sophie Ingle, they're both so horizontal. You know, but that composure is so important, and especially, you know, for the way and the intent Wales want to play, building up from the back as well. It's really important that you've got someone that's really comfortable on the ball, but is also positive and can play through those lines and be brave in possession.
Woodham, first touch, or one touch to Rowe. Well, we've seen Lily Woodham grow as an international over these years, and seeing her out in Seattle is just the next step on that career progression. And nice to see her score against the Republic of Ireland as well. Away from Hughes. Ingle is free. Ingle hits it. Well, I dare say even on a left foot from outside the penalty area, that was destined for the net.
Well, if you look at her highlight reel, her best goals actually come with her left foot from the outside. Well, she was actually nominated for a Puskas Award, FIFA Puskas Award, for an outstanding goal for Chelsea against Arsenal with her left foot volley. But just the turn from Elise Hughes, absolutely outstanding. The way she used her body just to get the defender nice and tight, pinned her in, and then first touch around the corner, and a lovely cut back then as well.
Powell has got the beating of the defender here, perhaps. Still going. Still with Powell. Ingle, James, Ingle, Rowe. Needs the route to shoot. Well, I think she was caught in two minds there. Hughes was in front of her, but it had opened up for her to shoot as well, perhaps. Yeah,
the box is very condensed, it's crowded, so there's obviously not a lot of space. So Wales do well to actually just try and play quickly here, and she does the right decision there. You've got 4 players around her. I think the easy option was probably Lily Woodham. However, I do think it was Kuznachich that just gets her leg in the way as we see the replay from Ingle.
Yeah, 2 decent chances for Wales. Well, I suppose the only negative so far is that it is just 1-0. It's kind of added to that, given all the possession they've had. They've been dominant, certainly had all the chances as well. Fishlock. A break for Croatia, read by Hayley Ladd. I think a second goal would lift this crowd as well, Gwenan.
Yeah, well, everybody wants to see more goals, don't they? Obviously, for Wales, don't want it to be. Well, they're used to it in this stadium. Anyway, Wrexham certainly make it very interesting when they play, especially with some late goals. But obviously, it's important to maintain that composure. You know, not snatch opportunities, but they're just a little bit more of a want to get into the right areas of the box, attack those lines, you know, the front post line, the back post line. But at the same time as well, when you're keeping possession and you're pulling Croatia out of defence, you have to have that patience, because that will come, you know, you'll get the fruits of that in the second half when the Croatian team and they structure tyres.
James picks out Fishlock. Sat up for her.
Just see again the space she's in between the lines. That first touch, it just comes a little bit too high. That first touch comes up, she's waiting for it to come down. Fortunately then she's closed down quite quickly by Kranovic, I think, and she just couldn't get the connection that she would have liked to.
Well, it's given away by Ladd. And Gemma Evans there to deny Loina. Here's Fishlock. Brought forward by Kuzmanic. Krajinovic. I suppose it is a compliment to Wales that Croatia have set up as they have. You know, I know that Nenad Gracan, the coach who you see on your screen there, the 62-year-old, will have had a game plan, but it's a sign of respect in many ways to Wales, or what they think of Wales, that they have set up in this way, maybe.
Yeah, I think it was pretty obvious from that opening 30 seconds when they dropped so deep. However, just interesting for me that they've obviously got good poker games, because in the build-up, in terms of any interviews that they were doing, they were saying how much they're coming to win. They know that Wales are obviously the favourites, but they really back themselves, which is a little bit different to how we've seen them set up. And this is where Wales need to elevate themselves then when they are the favourites against these types of nations, by having that killer instinct and punishing teams early on where they possibly can.
Bacic, the captain. To Balog. Plays for St. Pölten out in Austria. Poor pass from Bacic, and Wales couldn't take advantage. It caught the Welsh attack by surprise, and it caught the Croatian defence by surprise as well.
Just see how high Wales are. You know, they've got 5 players there in the attacking third whilst trying to press, but fortunately just a weighted pass from Angharad James. Only weaker left foot, not quite accurate enough.
See in the background there, John Gray behind Rian Wilkinson. As really has steadied the ship after the departure of Gemma Granger. Helen Ward playing that part as well. It's a good recovery from Roberts, and it needed to be, because Gilbert could have been away there. Wales have got to be wary of not being complacent.
Yeah, I was just about to say, just a little bit sloppy at times. Ingle, Lads, just maybe, and Rhiannon Roberts I think went as well. Just a little bit more care needed on the ball.
Roberts. To Hayley Ladd, it's been complete dominance so far from Wales. The thing missing at the moment is a second goal. Fishlock. Bazile giving her any room here, and that is, surely the referee's got to step in here. Well, Jess Fishlock is not making a big deal of things, but she was certainly held there. Rowe trying to find Powell. Yeah, just a few passes have been wayward in the last few minutes.
It's difficult in and around that box, because as I've already alluded to, it's really that central corridor is so crowded.
Rowe again, with his inward runs. Powell towards Hughes. Bacic did well, closed the angle, and in fact it's a goal kick, not a corner. Much to the surprise of Hughes, but...
Yeah, I did think so. Originally I thought it maybe just clipped off Hughes on the follow through as Bacic comes out. And she did well, as you mentioned, just to close the angle, but you know, at least Hughes isn't maybe going to be the quickest running in behind, but what she does well is she's got a presence in and around the box, and she'll pin in defenders. You can play off her then. We've seen it a couple of times. She'll draw defenders into her, create space around her. Pleasing to see her getting a run, because she's having a great season for her club.
Fishlock to Hughes. Rowe, just behind Rachel Rowe. Still got the chance here. James. Well, Fishlock called for it, not many others did.
Well, I did, but maybe I'm a bit biased. Angharad James didn't seem to react initially. But as I was mentioning, Elise Hughes having a great season so far. And she does well originally, and then just the pace on the pass. Could it have been in front of Rachel Rowe just to make it easier? But you see the replay here. Well, you see them give them, but
Well, there was contact.
I think it's the reaction of James, isn't it? She doesn't really seem to call for it. I think if she made more of a meal of it, so to say.
Olivia Clark plays for Watford on loan from Bristol City. Fishlock has made the run through the middle. Rowe again hacked down and wanted the decision, didn't get it. The referee quite happy to let things go here. Evans tried the through ball to Woodham.
I'd actually quite like to see Gemma Evans, Rhiannon Roberts, when they have possession, just to carry the ball a little bit higher. They've got so much time on the ball. Probably see here now. They don't have to make the pass straight away. They can actually keep coming and carrying and draw.
Nice touch from Powell. Takes on the second defender. A heavy cross which could be kept in by Woodham here, does go out, but positivity from Ella Powell.
Yeah, and I'm loving seeing this positivity, to be honest. You know, that's what you want of your players in wider areas, to try and get at the defenders. It's just this little last element now that... Oh, she goes past again, sorry. But in this area here now, you know, that final ball, just that decision-making, the quality on that ball. And you could say not just Ella Powell, but obviously that's a side of the game that she's developing and is coming along at Bristol. But I think all of the Wales players at times may be a little bit guilty of a lack of quality at times in the final third.
Loyner. Of course, next up for Wales will be the test of Kosovo on Tuesday in Antalya. And then Llanelli in May against Ukraine. And then it's June and July, Ukraine, Croatia, Kosovo. And then we wait to see where Wales are in terms of their group position. Of course, it would be quite poetic in many ways if Wales were to get to Switzerland, the venue of such disappointment, not getting to the World Cup, of course. Sorry to bring that up again, Gwenan.
I know, thanks, Simon.
Hughes, Ingle, Powell gets to the byline here, does well, good cross. Woodham, and that will be a corner. Both full-backs involved.
Yeah, really good to see, really pleasing to see just how high both full-backs are, that they're willing and allowed to join in.
I think Ella Powell has certainly grown in confidence in this game. And it's Woodham who prepares to take this corner kick. Ideal time to double the lead. Left by a few Welsh shirts. Comes to Ladd. Touch towards Hughes. Well, it was an awkward one to take on, but the delivery from Ladd was a deft one.
Yeah, it was. I think everybody thought she was actually going to strike this. She's put her laces through it. She's got a couple of crackers from Man United from the edge of the box. But what I love about Elise, she's always looking to peel off the defender at that back post. As we said, she's a presence in the area. It's just these types of opportunities. Can Wales now just be more clinical? Good signs again, good play again.
Rowe. It's good competition for those forward places. There's Kayleigh Barton on the bench tonight. Usually was a regular starter, but it does seem as though Elise Hughes has grabbed her opportunities when given to her. I think for Ria Wilkinson as well, and any new manager for that matter, the advantage you have is you can come in and say it's a clean slate now. I can be open with my opinions.
Most certainly. And I think it's a nerve-wracking place to be when you're a player, having to prove yourself all over again. But it's actually quite an exciting place to be, and it just lifts the intensity and the intentions of the players.
Well, it's half-time, and it's so far so good for Wales under Rhian Wilkinson. A familiar goal scorer, Jess Fishlock from close range, showing great composure to give Wales a first-half lead. The only negative is perhaps, should it be more. Half-time, Wales 1, Croatia 0.
So, just the one goal for Wales, scored in the first 5 minutes, and who else but Jess Fishlock, her 41st international goals. But Wales could have had more. They've dominated possession, but at half-time they have the lead. They do indeed, and Rhian Wilkinson's first half, 45 minutes as Wales manager. What do we make of it? Because they have the lead, it's looking very comfortable, but the style of play, what we were expecting?
I think we've seen players have a freedom, a licence to move and to interchange in positions. Because they're intelligent players, they can do that. So having that freedom to do that is causing Croatia problems. They're sitting in a low block, which is frustrating Wales a little bit, but that early goal really settled the nerves. A really positive, comfortable first half.
Do you think your teammates, do you think they're looking comfortable out there under this system?
Yeah, definitely. There's a confidence about us, there's a composure about us. We started off great. It'd just be nice to see a few more goals now to add to that.
We will talk then about that first goal. I think Gwen summed it up perfectly in commentary, the perfect start for Rhian Wilkinson.
Yeah, you know, picking up this second ball, and Rachel Rowe, she only has one thing on her mind, driving at the defence. You know, all those players around her, no one engaging the ball, and it's a lovely little pass, and Jessica Fishlock, she's never going to miss from that area. But this is Rachel Rowe at her best. She's in this position where she can find those pockets of space, and who's up alongside her? Jess Fishlock to tap it in.
Is Jess Fishlock playing further forward than usual?
I think, like Katie said, them two, especially Rachel and Jess, have got a free role in this formation, and that you can see it coming to fruition, and they're getting lots of joy in them spaces, and a lot more goals will probably come from that.
Well, fingers crossed, because it was an early goal, and since then we haven't had the second, but they've had plenty of chances, and there might be an element of frustration in that changing room that the third goal hasn't come.
Yeah, the positive thing is that we are creating opportunities. Like Gwen said in commentary, it's just about that final decision, that final weight of pass. But you can see, you know, Elise Hughes, she's such a presence in the box. She's such a good player to build off. Again, you can see here just holding the ball up, using that great strength and bringing players into play. And you know when it's on the edge of the box, you want to be screaming at Sophie Ingle to have that shot. But again, Jess Fishlock picking the ball up on the edge of the box, and it's really positive play from Wales.
How difficult is it when your opponents are playing in that low block?
It's one of the hardest games you'll play, but I think we just need to stay patient. We're finding real good pockets, like Haz's great pass to Jess there, and it just takes one moment, and once you start getting a few more goals, it'll become easier to break them down.
We've mentioned the partnership between Rachel Rowe and Jess Fishlock. Rachel Rowe is having a fantastic season. The Scottish Women's Premier League Player of the Month in January. She won the Cup with them last month. When you have that confidence with a club, going for a domestic treble as well, you bring that to your country, don't you?
Yeah, she's absolutely thriving at the moment. And we've seen in previous campaigns that Rachel Rowe, she can score goals, and she's such a positive bundle of energy, but she has great quality as well. And her first thought is always, how can I play forward? She's always checking her shoulder, scanning that awareness around her, but she just loves a 1v1. And she's such an asset for this team.
And she plays in different positions as well, as she has.
She can change direction so quick, and I think it's really hard to defend that. And she uses both feet. She's fast. She's attacking, direct. She's everything you want in a forward, and she's getting into real good spaces, and she's creating a lot of chances for us.
Fingers crossed she gets that goal in the second half. So there we have it. Wales are off to a good start in this qualifying campaign. But getting to Switzerland next summer, it is complicated, way too complicated for any of us to explain. So that job goes to our reporter, Alex Richards.
Wales's road to Switzerland in 2025 has already begun, starting last year in the inaugural UEFA Women's Nations League. In 2023, Wales took their place at the top tier of the Nations League, League A. But a winless campaign saw Wales relegated to League B. Relegation means that Wales, under new manager Rhian Wilkinson, will start the Women's Euro qualifiers in League B. However, from here, direct qualification is impossible, and Wales will instead have to earn their place in a playoff semi-final. Wales have been placed in a 14 group with Croatia, Kosovo and Ukraine, playing each team home and away. The 4 League B winners and 2 best League B runners-up will be drawn against the other League B runners-up and League B third-place teams. The winners from these semi-finals will then be drawn into playoff final ties, with the top 7 nations in qualifying being seeded. The 7 winners of these matches will then all qualify for Switzerland 2025.
We all okay with that? Everybody make their notes?
I'm still confused.
We're still pretty confused. It is not, well, it's not the easiest of parts, is it? And somebody actually sent me a message the other day and they said, you know, why is it so confusing? You know, would that happen for the men's game? It's frustrating, isn't it?
It is frustrating, and the fact that this campaign is only 6 games, you know, that's not a usual campaign either for European qualifiers. I think Wales, all they got to do is focus on getting results, getting performances, and like Gwen said in commentary, they should be making that semi-playoff spot quite comfortably, and then we see what happens after that.
It's all about getting to that first ever major tournament, isn't it? That's the goal for you guys, isn't it?
Yeah, 100%. It's been the only thing that's been on our mind for the last few campaigns now, and we've come so close and arguably deserve to have the spot, and it's really devastating. But yeah, that's our only thought process right now, and yeah, we just focus on each game as it comes, and we'll get there.
And I'm sure you'd love to do it for Jess Fishlock, because tonight is her 149th appearance in the Welsh cert. So if my maths is correct, if selected for the next qualifier against Kosovo on Tuesday, she will win her 150th cap. And as we know, behind every great servant, there's a family supporting.
Go on, get a bit closer to him. More, right in. Yeah, perfect.
Will I do it now? Action.
Who is the best footballer in the world?
My auntie.
Okay, good. Oh, coming up to 150 caps. I mean, it's phenomenal.
You are proud. You're proud of her for achieving what she's achieved. Nobody else has done it. More proud that she is now able to be her true, authentic self, no matter where she is.
To say that she's done it is an unbelievable achievement for a very, little girl that she was growing up from Llanrymni, who, just kicked the ball around with her brothers in the garden, really. That's where it all started.
When she was a 14-year-old girl and she used to say, I want to be a professional footballer, and I used to mock her, as older sisters do, because there was no such thing as a professional footballer at that time.
Jessica was the one who went to bed with her football. She was dedicated from an early stage.
She'd be up and she would want to be in the garden, she'd want to be playing cricket, she'd want to be over here. Wouldn't matter if that field out there was a mud pile. Jess would be out in it.
You have dedicated so much time, energy, blood, sweat, tears, jet lag, beer, you name it, into being prepared for stepping out on that pitch day in and day out, and it shows.
She went to AZ Alkmaar when she wasn't when she wasn't playing football. She was washing dishes in the stadium, and the things that she's had to do to reach where she's got to is, you can't even put it into words how hard she's worked to create and carve out this life that she has.
Who's the best footballer in the world?
My auntie.
And who's your auntie?
Jessica Fishlock.
As a football fan, I think she's the best footballer I've ever seen play the game.
It's just been amazing over the years to see how well she has played, how well she's still playing, and it's also amazing the fact that she's still playing.
She just likes to play. She loves the game. She does it because she loves the game. You can't really ask for anything more.
I'm going to be chuffed for her as a Welsh woman, and I'm going to be chuffed for her as her sister, and I'm going to be chuffed for her as a football fan.
Watching her pick up her 150th is going to be big, because it's such a big milestone.
What she's done in her career is exceptional.
Well done, Auntie Jessie, I love you.
We're immensely proud of her, and she'll keep giving her all until she can't give it anymore.
I'm in awe of her, and I'm so thankful that she's got to where she wanted to get. Got to give you a minute.
cut.
Oh, a very proud moment for the Fishlock family. She will be the first ever Welsh player to reach 150 caps. It is quite the milestone. And wouldn't it be a travesty if Jess Fishlock were not to play at a major tournament?
Oh, it'd be devastating, because I've known Jess for a long time. We're from the same neck of the woods in Llanrumney, and I know the Fishlocks very well. And it's emotional watching that video, because you can see how proud they are. And like you said, Jess wouldn't be where she is today without her family backing. But I know Jess would give up every achievement that she's had personally, an accolade she's won with all her teams, to play at a major tournament, because she wears her heart on her sleeve and she's so dedicated to playing for Wales. She travels across the world to come back to play for Wales. And I'm in awe of her, thinking, you know, she's only a year younger than me. How is she still going and still producing these top level performances? I lost for words.
It is a lot, and she has spoken in the past about possible retirement. I had a chat with her on Tuesday, and she said, do you know what, I'm 37 now, I am tired. It takes a lot for this body to recover. This is it. Do you think this will be it for her?
I really hope not. I would love to play more games alongside her. I've obviously only had a couple of chances to do that, and I've been in awe every single time. She's an unbelievable player, and she is an even better person to have around, and I would be absolutely devastated, as would everybody this Welsh would be, if it is the end for her.
18 years of service. It is phenomenal, and what a day it could be for Jess Fishlock on Tuesday. And you know what? It's going to be a huge day in Cardiff very soon. A big fight coming to the capital. Ystrad Mynach's very own Lauren Price, she'll be taking on American champion Jessica McCaskill for the WBA and IBO World Welterweight even titles. It'll take place in the capital on Saturday the 11th of May, and more importantly, it will be live here on BBC Wales. Yeah, very much looking forward to that fight with Lauren Price, who of course used to play for Wales. It's all coming together. Hannah, I just want to ask you about your recovery. You had a horrible ACL injury. How are you doing right now?
Good. There's a little bit of light at the end of the tunnel. We're nearly halfway now, so hopefully I'll be on the grass running pretty soon. Yeah, a few more tests left to do to make sure that I'm strong enough to do that, but yeah, in a good place.
When do you think you'll be back? I know I ask you this all the time, but I know you've been eyeing up possibly this Euros campaign, maybe the end of it, or is that too soon?
I'm hoping the end of it for sure. If everything goes to plan, I should be back for the start of the season and pre-season, hopefully.
OK, then back to this evening. I'm hearing that Ella Powell is coming off, Fia Morgan is coming on. What are we making of that change?
Yeah, I think it's really positive. Ella Powell had a great first half, but it's an opportunity for Rhian Wilkinson to see someone like Fia Morgan, who we know she's a real bright attacking player. And we just want to see more goals. Let's see a real ruthless, relentless Wales in this second half.
OK, we definitely want that second goal, don't we? If not a third as well. It will get this crowd of over 4,000 very excited.
100%. Fion's got loads of pace, and she's attacking. She's a little bit of a natural winger, but can also play full-back too. So to see her, if she goes into the wing-back position, she'll give us more options for sure with that pace.
We can see that Wales are back out on the pitch. Rhian Wilkinson, what do you think that changing room would have been like? Very difficult maybe to see, but she's quite animated, isn't she, pitch side? She's
a winner. You can see that in every conversation you have with her. She has a winning mentality, and I think she'll be a little bit frustrated that Wales haven't capitalised on some of the opportunities they've created. I think she'd want them to play with the ball a little bit quicker, increase intensity. I don't think we've really got out of second gear, so I think definitely she'll want more from her team in the second half.
And I'm sure when you've got a new manager as well, as a player, you want to impress as well, don't you? You want to make sure that your name every time is down on that team sheet.
Yeah, of course. This is a big opportunity for them girls that have started this game tonight to show what they're about, and the girls that come on, equally just as good as an opportunity. But you can tell that from just looking at Rhian that she's demanding as a coach and a manager, and that is a great quality to have.
Very, very animated, and hopefully we'll talk to her at the end of the match. She'll be joining us hopefully in studio. But we're going to go back to our commentary team now, Gwenan Harris and Simon Davis.
Thanks, Catherine. And we're just trying to read the room here as to the fact that Wales came out so early for this second half. There seems to be an urgency under Ian Wilkinson. Let's get the job done tonight. And I suppose the only disappointment from that first half, Gwenanne, was that Wales didn't score more than one goal.
Yeah, I think when you start that well, getting that early in a goal, you just want to kick on from there. But as I said, you know, it's about being patient as well, just moving those Croatian players out of position and tiring them so that more gaps appear, more opportunities will appear.
Well, as Catherine also said, confirmation there of that change. Ella Powell off, Fionn Morgan on. And the one thing we know with Fionn Morgan that she brings to the Wales team, amongst many other qualities, of course, but predominantly is that lightning pace.
Yeah, there's not many quicker in the game than her, as we see, you know, just that explosiveness, just to try and press, and be interesting just to see in terms of the shape, you know, whether it's a like for like if she's going into that wing back position or if there's a slight tweak to the shape.
Well, I think Ella Powell can be pleased with her performance in that first half. Certainly created a lot for Wales. It's unfortunate to go off. But it's a Bristol City teammate who is on. And on the ball. And an early corner for Wales.
Yeah, she's been involved straight away, and she won the ball back, direct, running at players, winning the free kick and then getting back on it again. Be brave enough to take players on and win in the corner.
Rachel Rowe to take. Wales would have wanted to have taken advantage of set pieces a little bit more in that first half. What can Rachel Rowe do here? Oh, it's a clever delivery to James. Straight from the training ground, I would suggest.
I do enjoy seeing a little well-worked routine, as you've seen here. I think the only, I'm being really critical now, but when it's coming in, it's bouncing in. Can you, if possible, just keep that on the floor, and then James just needs to properly put her foot through that. It's just a little, I just don't feel like she had any conviction in the attempt, whether she was just trying to hook it on. But love the creativity.
It was a good delivery, yes, from Rachel Rowe. Roberts to Gemma Evans. Roberts. Rowe immediately see the sprinters on the intention of Morgan to run into that channel. And wins the throw and finds Rowe. It's the corner. That will go for a goal kick. So Wales starting this second half as they did the first, really, in terms of possession, positivity, and getting in crosses towards that goalkeeper Bacic.
Yeah, and you could see now we've had a couple of minutes just to settle. It was a like-for-like change with Fionn Morgan going into that right wing-back position, something that she's actually played a couple of times for her club as well. So she's used to that position, using her speed, but her energy levels as well up and down the flank.
Lily Woodham ran into trouble. Loiner. Fishlock closing down her opposite number, the Croatian number 10. James. Oh, cool. Could have gone so wrong, but went so right. Rhiannon Roberts. Looking for Morgan again on that right-hand side. How about this for, well, what do they call it, tackers?
Yeah, a little drag back there. Well, didn't I give her a bit of grief in the first half for missing out on the back heel, so she made up for it then with that little piece of skill on Hannah James.
That's a lovely ball to Fishlock. Is it 2-0? It will be now. A second for Fishlock, a second for Wales, who are firmly in control now. She even did a 1-2 with the crossbar.
Well, she's got every trick up her sleeve as Fishlock. Deserving on a second goal, Wales are, as is Fishlock. The run originally just to peel off. You see there, she's peeling off, she's waiting for the pass. Superb delivery from Gemma Evans, and then it's a difficult skill to bring the ball down in a tight space there. With Bacic, the goalkeeper, closing it down. She does well just to hook it over. But then what she does so well is following in. And she's got so much time then because of the awareness to follow in, and she's not missing from there.
Well, it was all about the initial touch, the chest down, and then the instinct to finish it off. Big smiles for the new manager.
Yeah, I think she's quite animated on the side, isn't she? She thought maybe the chance had gone originally, but as we said, the following in from Fishlock, just that know-how, the sense that is coming back.
And the second goal that everyone in this stadium wanted.
Yeah, again, just to ease the nerves more than anything, that early goal on top now will really calm and settle everybody.
Well, it's mirrored the first half in many ways. After a decent attacking start, Fishlock gets an early goal. And Wales want more. Fishlock wants more. Rowe for 3-0! Well, she deserved that. Created so much in the first half. Rachel Rowe has her goal, and the Wrexham crowd love it.
Yeah, three big things here. The intensity from Angharad James to win the ball back in the first place, pressing high, stepping in, as we see it coming in here, stepping in just to win it. And then the unselfishness from Fishlock on a hat-trick, could have gone for that easily. And then the composure of Rachel Rowe. Doesn't panic and take that first time. Thought maybe the opportunity had gone, and just cool, calm and collected through the legs and kept it nice and low. No chance for Bacic in the goal.
Has been an attacking threat right from the off, Rachel Rowe. And the Rangers player makes it 3-0.
I love that. I love seeing that passion.
Well, the ideal start to the second half, and if you're Croatia now, who have sat back from the very first minute, seems almost counterproductive to do it now, because you would think the game is over. I know stranger things have happened in football, but Wales firmly in control.
I think it's a difficult position to be in, and Wales have been that team on many occasions where, you're by far the underdog, so you try and maybe sit back defensively and try and limit the damage, but you try and have some sort of attacking intent. I haven't felt like Croatia have, in those couple of times maybe when Leutner's got down the channels, there's been no intent to join in and try and get any sort of rhythm or attacking sense going.
Rachel Rowe was stopping the throw-in illegally there. And that's a free kick against Woodham. Frustration kicking in for Croatia, I think. And the Slovakian referee having none of it. It could well be a card for Gilbo, yep. I think that was more for the reaction rather than anything, rather than the initial foul. It's turning into a tough night for the visitors. And it sets up, if Wales continue like this, it sets up the game on Tuesday particularly well.
I nearly went flying there, Simon, off my seat. Got excited. I don't know why, we weren't even close to the goal. Yeah, it does.
We need help in the commentary box here.
It does set up another, it's about building momentum when you're in campaigns, especially when you're the favourites. You want to get off to a good start, a good solid start. And I think it takes the pressure off Wilkinson a little bit as well, going deeper into this game. Can she make those changes earlier? We've seen in previous campaigns, managers, Ludlow, Granger, a little bit reluctant to use their bench. We've seen her positivity by bringing on Fionn Morgan already. Will we see more? I do think we will, obviously, because just that little bit of a gap now.
Yeah, they have to think about Tuesday as well. So I think Rian Wilkinson has a desire to look at the whole of her squad. She has the luxury to rotate. She'll do that at 3-0. Rose, corner kick. The trajectory on that one just a bit too flat, but far too close to the goalkeeper. But a fine finish from Rachel Rowe. One of the brightest players on the pitch tonight. Here's Hayley Ladd. Roberts, got Morgan to her right. Evans. Great for the North Wales crowd as well to see a performance like this so far. As Fishlock just tried the through ball to Morgan. They would have loved those 2 goals in the space of a minute, really, in the second half. Here's Fishlock. Ingle. Evans. Oh, it's close to the goalkeeper, and it's in! It's 4, and it's Anhara James. Well, the cross tricked everyone, but not Anhara James, who finished superbly.
Absolutely loving the intent to get on the end of that cross. You know, as we said in the first half, maybe Wales lacking that killer instinct. Just see the run from Anhara James. Never gives up on it, just sticks a leg out. I'm going to credit her whether she meant to do that. And actually, the last time Wales played Croatia in a 1-1 draw, the goal scorer that day, Anhara James. So I always ask her, and I think a lot of players, coaches are asking, can she get on the end of the score sheet more? I think. And Rian Wilkinson, with a little bit more freedom and licence to roam forward, we'll see more attempts and more goals like that.
And Rian Wilkinson is getting more animated with each goal. I think she's endearing herself to Wales fans. Well, Croatia making the change. It's Anna Maria Markovic. An attacking substitution, but at 4-0 down, it may be in vain. It's Leuna going off. Markovic plays for Grasshoppers in Zurich. But at 4-0, they have a huge mountain to climb now, Croatia. Wales in control. Jelenic. Supported by Kunstek. Rhiannon Roberts. Well, there's a bit of pushing and shoving here, and someone just has to get in between both players. Don't want to lose your cool at this stage. And in fairness, I think it was Jelenic who pushed first. But cool heads must prevail, Gwenanne.
Yeah, as you said, they're just trying to keep your composure, as frustrating as it is. Argy-bargy, as we say, but you just can't actually do that these days. So you just keep your cool. And you just had 20 seconds of madness, now just losing possession and conceding a corner.
Well, the first corner for Croatia. And Rian Wilkinson will pride herself on keeping a clean sheet, as well as all the goals they've been scoring tonight. So Wales must deal with this. It's Gilbo. Towards Markovic. Away by Fia Morgan. Well, a player that gets you on the edge of your seat. She'd beaten the sliding tackle of Pazil, who did well in fairness. She was away.
Yeah, I thought Pasic did really well actually to get back there, because Fia Morgan is lightning quick, and I think she would have been. I was literally just thinking of Gareth Bale running off the pitch for Real Madrid against Barcelona as Fia Morgan was going through there. I think, could she do the same? But yeah, Pasic did well there.
Ball is with Rhiannon Roberts. Morgan to James. Yeah, it was a fine finish from Anhara James. Side-footed, certainly a difficult skill to take on. fine fourth goal for Rhian Wilkinson's side. Rowe, Fishlock, who's on a hat-trick, by the way. James. There's a swagger about Wales now. Rowe. That's pretty cynical. Born simply out of frustration there, I think, from Vracevic.
Yeah, I think you're right, Simon. Just complete and utter frustration, you know, when it's not your evening, things are going against you, and you know you've got 30 minutes left of just chasing the ball left to right, up and down. Another opportunity for Wales now. Can they create? Is there anything else that they've conjured up from the training ground?
Rachel Rowe. Or is it going to be Woodham? It is the latter. And Evans was free. Always backing away from it.
You see, she just peels it to the back there, you know, good movement. Just, as you said, just got underneath it.
Tackle from Morgan. And won't be too long, I'm sure, if Rhian Wilkinson looks to her bench again. Plenty of options on there, Gwenan.
Yeah, there are. You know, really pleasing to see a lot of attacking options, you know, the likes of Holland and Kaylee Green that we know of, but as well, people like Lois Joel, you know, Mary McAteer, Ellen Jones. Oh, right on cue, Mary McAteer.
Yeah, two Sunderland players. McAteer in her first cap out in the defeat in Germany under Gemma Granger. In fact, it's Kerry Holland, I think, possibly coming on as well. We'll see in just a moment. Ingle. Mexican wave inside the racecourse ground. The fans certainly enjoying themselves tonight. Here's Ingle. I think as well, it's great for fans from all around Wales to see this team. As much as we've enjoyed seeing Wales play at the Cardiff City Stadium for great occasions there, it's nice them to see play at Llanelli and here at Wrexham now.
Most certainly, and the support and the interest in girls football in North Wales has always been huge. You know, speaking from a PE teacher perspective here, the North Walian schools are always very, very strong in their girls football and boys teams as well, especially in the girls, so it's good for them that they don't have to travel on every occasion to come and see their role models live in action.
Mary McAteer and Kerry Holland about to come on. McAteer only just turned 20. Kerry Holland we know all about, been a regular in this Wales team. Good touch from Rowe. Has done ever so well to keep hold of possession. Ingle spotted the run of Rowe. Oh, just an inch too far.
Yeah, again, the right idea is just moving the ball quickly and then put it back into that space.
Well, it could be that Rachel Rowe is one of those coming off here. But Mary McAteer signed a one-year deal at Sunderland, former Coventry player. And, as I say, just turned 20. Kerry Holland, this being her 30th cap. The Liverpool player scored 4 goals for Wales, some memorable ones too.
I don't think she's going to top that Germany run. They'll just score out there. And what a move that was as well. That was one of the best goals of the year.
Bacic. More direct approach up towards Markovic. Coolly away by Ladd. Roberts. Feel Morgan just couldn't get that. Well, Wales have earned the right to make these changes now. And it's another opportunity for Rhian Wilkinson to look at the squad that she's got. Huge applause for Rachel Rowe, and rightfully so. Scored and created so many as well. And it's McAteer who's her replacement. And Elise Hughes coming off, Kerry Holland coming on. But I think the biggest cheer of the night was for Rachel Rowe.
Yeah, and deservedly so as well. She's been outstanding, she's been everywhere. As always, she's just so industrious. She doesn't give any defender a second. She's always pressing with high intensity, high intent. And then when she's got the ball in those areas, she's always looking positive, to be direct. Can she take players on? Can she create something? 1 goal and 1 assist this evening isn't a bad return.
Ingle. Lad to Clark.
So both Mary McAteer and Kerry Holland initially have gone straight up top. Mary McAteer looking probably to be the replacement in that centre forward place for Elise Hughes. And I think Kerry Holland will just play off her in a similar role to where Rachel Rowe has. But I think there's a lot of fluidity. You can see that there's a fluidity within the shape as well. You know, it's flexible tactically, you can adapt. But the players are interchangeable, and I think that's been really beneficial, especially when you're playing against a low block where you need to be able to move players out of position.
Challenge there from Markovic. Well, another tackle of frustration. Saw the red mist, I think.
Yeah, it is late. I don't think she catches it as badly as maybe, you know, previous tackles, but still a late one. And Fishhook just knows and just how to control the game, just slow the tempo down when needs to be at times and picking it up at other times.
Gemma Evans. Yeah, next up, Kosovo on Tuesday. But this has been the ideal start to the campaign. Misread pass there between Holland and Morgan.
Just see Kerry Holland just trying to play in between the channel of the central defenders and the wing backs. Croatia have actually moved to a back 5 in this second half. I know obviously with conceding the goals you'd expect them to be a bit more attack minded, but they've gone more defensive in that shape. So with the movement of McAteer across the front line, Kerry Holland's just trying to play into the spaces that's being left.
And as Wales were making those changes, Croatia made a couple of changes as well. Slipčević and Vedovic on as well. I think it's in vain really for Croatia, who have offered very little. Take nothing away from Wales in their performance at the moment. McAteer here, first touch for her. And I think Wales will be, well, they'll pride themselves on keeping a clean sheet as well, because I think the one criticism of the previous regime, I think it's fair to say, were that Wales leaked too many poor goals.
Initially, I'd have to disagree with you, but I think in the Nations League, when playing up against the higher ranked, yes, and I think that naive at times in the shape, playing 4 at the back, away to, you know, a team like Germany is just asking for trouble, but yeah, they've always had a pretty solid defensive foundation, and it's just getting back to that whilst trying to get the best out of the players in an attacking sense. And I think that the balance of the team seems better in this formation. Granted, they're not playing up against such a high-quality opposition this evening, and that'll be the main test for them.
Lovely turn from Holland. Nice pass to Woodham. Deflected cross, caught by Bacic. Great skill, though, initially from Holland to put in Lily Woodham.
Yeah, she got in that position really well. Could she have driven on a little bit further, been a bit more positive herself, but you know, chose the option with Lily Woodham overlapping, and fair play. Pazic's done quite well in that position. She's tried to stave off a couple of attacks where she can.
McAteer not giving up on a lost cause. Ballon puts it into touch. It's that nice mix of experience and youth that you want in a squad, and that's why it's so great to see players like McAteer come on. Woodham. Holland backing for it. Doing well to keep possession. Looking for Morgan in the middle.
Oh, you mentioned the youth, Simon, and actually it's worth noting that with the likes of Mary McAtee coming on, the under-19 squad, just as we see Kerry Holland just actually whipped it really well. Just Fionn Morgan, fair play, and made the run across the front. But yeah, the under-19s team are in their qualifiers at the minute, trying to achieve promotion back to League A, where they dropped out last year, and they got off to a good start, winning 2-0 against Lithuania. Tiana Tizer and Amy Richardson with the goals there, and there's some really promising youngsters that have had a couple of experiences, like some Maisie Davis now on the bench. It's just exposing those youngsters to this environment regularly.
Here again up against Balog. Woodham finds James. Holland did well. Woodham has space. Players waiting in the middle, McAteer among them. Here's Morgan.
Well, Lily Woodham's been really evident the second half, and another good delivery. See Kerry Holland, as ever, working hard. See her looking at Lily Woodham. It's a good ball into that front post area.
Well, there's been a lot of positives tonight, and Mary McAteer's introduction has been another one of those. Certainly playing her part with Woodham on this near side. James has got to track back here. Won the ball cleanly. Had to be well timed.
It's a great tackle. She loves sliding tackles, Zanghara James.
And it had to be timed right, didn't it? Holland on the turn. McAteer goes to ground. Again, not giving up on a lost cause.
Yeah, just a couple of bits from a learning point there. Just Kerry Holland in between the line, and how she checked the shoulder to be able to receive the ball on the back foot to open up, and then as she plays that ball into Mary McAteer, can she then check her shoulder just to be aware of what's on her back shoulder. She was trying to receive the ball on the back foot, but actually had the incoming Balog behind her, so needed to go with her front foot. And that's the exposure that you want at this level. You know, you don't get the time or the space at international senior level.
Foul on Fishlock. Oh, wonderful to hear from family members of Jess Fishlock earlier on. A legend of the Welsh game, no question about that. And still so much more to give. That's the incredible thing. All up towards McAteer didn't work. Here's Markovic. Oh, it's opened up here for Croatia. First real attack of this second half. Look who's there to collect. Markovic. Brazil. Vidovic was waiting in the middle. Lad got there first. Well, the few occasions that Wales have had to deal with Croatia, they have done. Even though Olivia Clark hasn't had a save to make so far this evening. Fionn Morgan. Early cross towards McAteer. Well, instead of running at defenders, she went for the early cross for Morgan. And it was a good delivery for Mary McAteer.
Looked up and saw the opportunity. Great delivery, good pace on that delivery. Mary McAteer just finds herself caught underneath the ball. But good to see actually a different side to Fionn Morgan's play. We know that she's great in those 1v1s. We know that she can beat players with her pace. Good to see the development in that delivery in the final third.
And it was a confident change at half-time from Rian Wilkinson. We don't think there were any injury issues surrounding Ella Powell, but Morgan has come on and proved to be a real thorn in Croatia's side. "41 years of age, from Quebec."
Come on, Si, I know you're dying to do it. Give us your stat.
We were actually born on the same day. I wasn't going to say, because I don't think viewers would care, but you've outed me.
Well, I thought it was a very interesting stat.
Well, she's got a wealth of experience, Rhian Wilkinson. Assisted at Canada, England, GB. Currently on the FAW's UEFA Pro License programme. McAteer! She's had chances.
Yeah, I just love the way that she takes this really early, just one touch and bang. You know, isn't trying to take too many touches and play around with it. She's just got that one thought on her mind. Can she get it out of her feet, and can she then have a shot on target, not afraid to go with her weaker foot? But good connection, just a lack of accuracy.
I think there'll be a huge cheer if Mary McAteer can open her Wales account. Morgan's doing well here. Ends up on the floor, but not through want of trying. Yeah, another impressive showing, I think, from Fia Morgan. And Rhian Wilkinson has food for thought, I think, ahead of Kosovo in terms of her team selection. And what is there left to say about this player? The incomparable Jess Fishlock, received by the Wrexham crowd, and Lois Joel, one of the next generation, replacing one of the legends.
Well, it speaks volumes when you've got fans giving you a standing ovation, and the stands that we're located on, Simon, all stood in recognition of one an outstanding player in her own right, but of an outstanding performance this evening as well. 2 goals, 1 assist, being at the forefront of everything Welsh in an attacking sense.
I think it's a sensible change as well for Rhian Wilkinson to make. You know, the game is done, essentially. I know stranger things have happened, but she's thinking ahead, Rhian Wilkinson, I'm sure.
Yeah, I agree. And I said, you know, getting that second goal quite early will take the pressure off, allow her to then to make effective substitutions at times. You could just see at times, you know, Fishlock's quite early into the season. She missed the Seattle game with a slight niggle, so sensible.
Markovic up against Woodham in the Wrexham rain. Well, it's taken 77 minutes and Croatia have finally had a shot on goal. Vracevic, not the best effort, but pretty much sums up their evening.
Yeah, just got caught under that, didn't she? I think we've all been guilty as players, former players, of just that snatching at a shot, really, as we've seen there. But what's actually impressed me is Wales defensively, just the speed to get back into defensive positions quickly and to try and affect and gain recovery of the ball has been really, really impressive.
Katia, Holland has eventually found Woodham off the defender. Joel, Holland tries the shot. Oh, hits the bar. Is there a follow-up? Well, there's a whistle anyway. Well, that would have been a superb fifth for Wales and for Carrie Holland.
Oh, that would have been a cracker. Just tries to shift her out of her feet, doesn't she? And she connects so well. Fia Morgan's just drifted into an offside position. She connects so well, and it just won't drop down quick enough. Seen her score plenty of those for Liverpool in the WSL this season.
And Holland has won a free kick here. Well, if you're Kerry Holland, who's someone who's been used to starting for Wales, and you find yourself on the bench, that is the type of reaction that Rhian Wilkinson would have wanted.
Yeah, you have to make an impact. You know, you're wanting to get in that starting 11, and when you're given an opportunity, you're trying to be as positive as you can, make as much of a mark on the game as you possibly can to push to get a starting shirt for the next game.
James. There's McAteer, who was wrestling for it. And Bacic. Bacic. Morgan is away. Joel waiting in the middle. Could find Woodham instead. Well, almost like against the Republic of Ireland. Woodham set herself up for the volley.
Yeah, Fiona Morgan, great run through, just wouldn't fall for it. I liked actually the way that she actually waited to try and pick out. And then, as you said, nearly a carbon copy of her second goal for Wales against the Republic of Ireland. She connects really well, but good sliding tackle.
Woodham with the corner. Driven into that near post. Roof of the nets. Joel getting the touch.
Oh, what a cheeky little bit of skill. That would have been an awesome goal if that come off. Just the movement originally, and then just a little bit of flair. Great connection by Lois Joel.
Well, that would have been outrageous for 5-0.
It's another player, you know, really excited to see what she can bring to this Welsh side. Just offers something a little bit different. She'll be looking to make a mark and get some valuable minutes.
Jelincic, Morgan tracking back. James doing the same. Kelisnaric. Well, it's a shot for Clark to deal with, and the first shot on target for Croatia and for Vracevic.
Comfortable enough for Olivia Clark, you know, it's right down her throat. But it's always the worry, isn't it, in games? Keepers haven't got much to do.
McAteer could be in here. Tracking back from Neva Clark. Throw in Wales. James is in here. Towards Joel! Spilt by the goalkeeper, but the keeper did enough, and these youngsters are making an impact here.
All start with Kerry Holland wanting to keep the pace and the tempo high, taking that early throw in. And hard James bombing on. I like the movement from Lois Joel, just the way she just changes the direction of her run. Last option to come in front.
And just confirmation of the attendance here, 4,117 inside the Stoke Kairas. As Holland puts a ball through, Morgan into the middle and to McAteer. James, McAteer, Joel, James. The mix of youth and experience is a delight to watch.
I know I'm biased because I'm a forward. Well, I used to be a long time ago. A forward player, but I just love seeing the positivity of players in and around the box. If they get a half a yard, can they just shift their feet and get a shot off? And I think Mary McAteer's, you know, made a real impression. Just movement into the area, trying to get on the end of things. Okay, it hasn't quite fallen for her yet this evening, but she's in those areas. The ability to get herself in there as a centre forward is so important. Then Lois Joel, the same thing, and had James bombing on to join in has been really impressive as well this evening.
Changes for Croatia. Kunstek coming off and Kanjavik on. And the other player on as well. Is Gigolai. Well, it's been a job well done for Wales in the start of this new journey, a journey which we all hope ends up in Switzerland. Morgan. Good interception, brave interception there.
That's a great block from Rakovic. I feel Morgan really got hold of that. All come from Kerry Holland just making that drive in and sit and run in midfield.
Holland pokes it through. McAteer. I think everyone feels that she deserves a goal since coming on, Mary McAteer. He's got some great positions. And it's Alice Griffiths next to come on, 23 years of age, with Ingle passing the armband to and Harry James.
Well, it's been quite a while since Alice Griffiths' last cap. You know, she's been playing well for a club side in Southampton, and we're looking forward to seeing, obviously I know she's got 10 minutes this evening, but to seeing her back in this environment, what she can bring as well.
Well, we've seen a glimpse of the future for Wales tonight. The likes of Joel McAteer, Alice Griffiths coming on. And that is the lifeblood of any football team, any football squad. Here's McAteer. Keeper's off her line. Holland may fancy it. Morgan to her right. Can Wales make this a 5-star display with a 5th goal? I think Kerry Holland has staked her claim as well.
She has, she's been really bright. And do you know what, she did very well then, because I shouted from here, shoot. I think everybody else in the crowd did. And I think I would have if I was playing as well. But just to maintain that composure.
Morgan, composure needed here as the cross comes in, cleared away. Slipčević.
I did say, you know, having that patience to move the ball around, gaps will appear because players will tire, and I think you're seeing that as well. Obviously the fresh legs help then of Lois Joel, Mary McAteer, Kerry Holland, Fia Morgan, etc., especially with the pace that they bring. But at times when it is frustrating that you're not maybe killing games off, having that patience just to keep building, keep moving, tire players, because those opportunities will arise as they have.
Holland. McAteer up against Gigolai. Joel leading the charge here. I think Croatia will be quite happy to get on the plane home. It's been total dominance from Wales from start to finish.
Well, we expected Wales to dominate possession. I'll be honest, I did expect a bit more from Croatia. I didn't expect them to sit quite so deep so early. I thought they'd have a little bit more of an attacking intent. However, professional job, performance from Wales. Mia Wilkinson will be really happy with her first game in charge.
And your player of the match, Gwennon Harris.
Yeah, I think Rachel Rose was close, if I'm honest, but you know, the license and the freedom and the way that Fishlock has just orchestrated this game. 2 goals, 1 assist, just been at the heartbeat of everything positive for Wales in an attacking sense. 1 game away from 150th cap, which is just an unbelievable achievement. And she's worthy of the player of the match this evening.
And what an occasion for her on Tuesday, as I'm sure she will get her 150th cap. That has been a pioneer and has represented Wales across the Atlantic so well. around the world, in fact, not just in the United States.
And I think that's what's so impressive about being able to get to 150 caps for any player in any country that's playing. That's huge. But to be doing that when you're literally travelling from the other side of the world regularly, the toll that takes on your body just, is a mark of her professionalism and a desire to want to play for Wales and just create history. I just hope that we can do it, get into a major tournament.
Ladd with the sliding tackle. Two minutes at least. Maybe time for Wales to get another. Of course, also in Wales's group, Ukraine and Kosovo on Tuesday, so it has been the perfect start for Euro 2025 qualifying.
Yeah, and Ukraine actually with a 2-0 victory against Kosovo this evening, so I think likely the top two seeds in the group, Wales and Ukraine, both winning their opening games as expected.
Morgan took a heavy touch. Well, we asked the question at the start of the programme, what sort of approach, what sort of style were we going to expect from Rhian Wilkinson? Early days, Gwennon, but the signs are good.
The signs are very good, really pleasing performance. Obviously need to be realistic. We are playing against a nation that hasn't posed any threat at all, and especially very critical, I'd say, and I was definitely one of those of Gemma Granger at the back end of her tenure, maybe when they're playing up against a lot higher ranked teams where they pose more of a question. However, just the way that the fluidity of the side in an attacking sense, the interchanging of positions and the freedom that they've had is a really, really good sign of greater things to come, I hope.
Lily Woodham's solid performance from her. You could say that about a number of players tonight. And the youngsters in North Wales have certainly enjoyed themselves too. Alice Griffiths. All forward from Rhiannon Roberts. Ambitious attempt, but it's over. And what a start to the Wilkinson regime. 4 goals, 2 for Fishlock, 1 for Rowe and 1 for James. And maybe the new manager has given us a glimpse of what's to come. The signs are very, very good, Gwennon Harris.
Indeed, a really positive start, something that Wales needed with a new manager and a new campaign, something they can kick on for the next game now on Tuesday against Kosovo.
Well, it's a night for the experience and the youth. A good night all round. It's finished. Wales 4, Croatia 0.
Yeah, a very good night for Wales. A very good start for Rhian Wilkinson as new Wales manager as well. We said at half-time, didn't we, girls, that we wanted more goals. They must have been listening in that Wales changing room. A very impressive second-half performance.
Yeah, it's exactly what we expected from the team, to raise the tempo and really put Croatia under pressure. They continued to sit off, and we just found those pockets of space and we were able to capitalise and be really clinical in front of goal.
Something must have been said at half-time, because they came out, didn't they, with so much purpose. They came out early as well, which we noticed.
Yeah, I would like to have heard what went on in that changing room. We definitely saw an attacking team again, and the goals were fantastic team goals.
Hopefully we'll be joined by Rhian Wilkinson, the Wales manager, very soon, and we'll ask her what was said at half-time. This, of course, was much easier opposition than Wales have been used to in recent months. But were you still impressed with the way that they performed? They didn't offer much, Croatia, did they?
No, and I think I expected more from them. But when you don't know much, a great deal about a team, it's about asserting yourself and dominating possession, which we did. And I thought we were really purposeful with possession, and I think this formation really suits us, having those 4 players in midfield and those really advanced wing backs. And I just think this is the formation now that we expect to see going forward.
I guess you can only play the team in front of you, can't you? But 82nd minute we have to wait for Croatia to have a shot at target.
Yeah, it was a dominant performance, like Katie's just said, from the team tonight, and we were calm, we were composed, and we just needed to take our time and be patient to create the gaps, and the opportunities came, and we probably could have still had a couple of more goals, but yeah, for it to take that long for a team to be able to get a chance against us shows how dominant we were tonight.
We just saw Rhian Wilkinson in that huddle. She is so animated as manager, isn't she?
Yeah, I love that about her, that passion, that's what you want to see. And I just think she's going to be a real breath of fresh air for this team. And you can see, even at 4-0, she was driving the standards forward. She was still, we've seen at one point telling players, get on the end of that ball. But that's what we want. We want this team to be really ruthless and really set the tone going into these next games.
Well, we will hear from her very, very soon. But before then, we're going to hear from the player of the match, Jess Fishlock, who's with Alex.
Jess, what a night for you. What a night for this team. A dream start to the campaign.
Yeah, it was. I'm really proud of this group, Obviously, Rhian's come in. They've only had a couple of days together. But the girls just went on the field today and put in a performance that we can be proud of. We were trying to implement things that Rhian are already telling us. Scored 4 goals, clean sheet. I don't think we could really ask for anything more than that.
And for you personally, another 2 goals for Wales. That's 42 now in total. That puts you just 2 shy of Helen Wood's all-time record.
Yeah, I didn't know about this until Owen told me the other day, but, it's not something that I think about. It's not something that, I worry myself about. I just try and do my best and getting the opportunities to try and score a goal, and if I can finish it, then it's nice. So I won't think too much about it, but I bet you Helen's worried somewhere over there.
You're being extremely modest. 1 game away now from that 150 cap milestone. How special of a night will that be for you on Tuesday night?
Yeah, it'd be huge, not just for me, but for my family, for every woman that have put on the Welsh jersey and have helped me get to that moment. Obviously it's my personal moment, but it's not solely mine. Everyone that's come before me, everyone that's here now has been a huge part of my career, and I couldn't do it without them.
And how will you look to celebrate that?
I can't tell you that on TV.
Jess, congratulations to that, and let you go off and join the rest of the team. Well done.
Oh, I would love to know. Well, what a night for Jess Fishlock. 2 goals, now on 42 international goals, just 2 behind Helen Ward, as we heard, Wales' all-time top goal scorer. And she is just 1 game away now from 150 caps and still putting in performances like that. Let's have a look then at the table as things stand, and Wales are top. That's how we want it to look. And earlier, Ukraine beat Kosovo 2-0, so they are second. Kosovo, of course, Wales' next opponents on Tuesday. So the perfect start, and as ever, the players, well, they go straight to the fans, don't they? They are so popular, and the players love to meet their fans. The fans love to meet their heroes as well. Okay then, Jess Fishlock, I want to know how she's going to celebrate on Tuesday if she is picked for that game against Kosovo. And after a performance like that, you would expect her. She's 37, still putting in performances like that.
Yeah, it's incredible, isn't it? And also to have that many goals from a midfield position as well, that is outstanding. And she's an iconic player on and off the pitch, and I'm just glad that she's ours.
Iconic, so I'm sure she would love to be Wales's all-time top goal scorer as well as Wales's all-time capped player.
I think she deserves it. I think the type of player she is and what she's done for Wales is just unbelievable, and yeah, if anyone deserves it, it's her.
That second goal that we're seeing here, just the skill and the intuition to follow up and get that goal.
And it's because she's playing in that more advanced role. I was watching her in the second half and she's just moving along the edge of the penalty box, but her movement is so clever. She's continuously playing off the shoulder of those defenders, trying to get in the back, and I think in that number 10 role, I think in that more advanced position, she's so dangerous.
Yeah, it suits her, doesn't it? That's what we like to see.
I like seeing her in a free role. She picks up really creative pockets of space, and yeah, the stuff that she can do with the ball is unbelievable. She creates opportunities for herself, for others, and we're seeing the best of Jess right now, and it's still exciting.
Which is therefore bonkers when we hear her talking about retirement and talking about this being her last campaign. If she is still playing like that, she's still got a couple of years going in her, isn't she?
It just depends what her body is saying, and I think it does really depend on how well they do in this campaign. And if they get to that playoff spot and they're successful, it's going to be really difficult for her to then step away. She has to keep going for as long as her body allows her, but she's a true professional, and the fact that she's still going now and still producing these performances is testament to her.
Interestingly, she told me after that Switzerland game, that disappointment of the playoff final, she went home, she spoke to her mother, and she said to her mum, look, I can't do this anymore. And she was really thinking about giving up then.
It's difficult. You get put in them situations as players that we always say the highs are really high and the lows are really low, and it does make you question things sometimes. And sometimes priorities change, and I'm glad that it didn't change at that point for Jess, and she's still playing for us, and yeah, hopefully long may it continue.
And despite being very, very driven, we saw her being selfless this evening. She could have had a hat-trick, but instead she decided that Rachel Rowe was fully deserving of a goal as well. So we are seeing that element in her play, that she is willing to maybe fight for the team. It's that element of a character.
Yeah, Jess has always been that type of player. You know, she's such a team player, and it is all about the team and what she can do to impact the team and play her role. And when you have such creative players around you, I think their partnership tonight, Rachel Rowe and Jessica Fishlock, was incredible, and that's something I'm hoping to see more of.
And we also saw this evening this lovely balance of the experience and youth. And it was something that we have spoken about in the past, Katie, that maybe we didn't see too much of with Gemma Granger. But this evening, Rhian Wilkinson, she wants to think about the future. That was evident tonight.
It's great to see the changes made, and I think the girls had a great impact when they came on the pitch, and it just shows that you give players chances and this kind of stuff happens. And yeah, it's really exciting for Welsh football.
You might notice that we have some company here in studio. Rachel Rowe has joined us. Rachel, we've just been waxing lyrical about your performance and that relationship up front with Jessica Fishlock.
Yeah, it's vital for us.
I'm going to do that.
Sorry, I got a bit of a bad throat. Yeah, it's vital for us. It's something we've been working on for obviously campaign after campaign, and I think it showed tonight how fluid we were in midfield between the four of us, you know. So build-up play was good, our combinations are good, and obviously the goals, that's the most important thing.
Did you enjoy yourselves out there, or was there an element of frustration in that first half?
I think it's easy to get frustrated when you're playing against teams that are in a low block, but I think ultimately you have to enjoy it, and we did. We enjoyed long spells of the ball, and the final result obviously shows that we were clinical in the end with our opportunities.
And your performance especially. I'm going to show you your best bits now. Talk us through how you are enjoying your football at the moment, because with Rangers, your club, you are doing so well and you are bringing it to your country.
Yeah, for sure. Look, I'm an attacking forward. It's only been the last few years I've been playing for Wales in this position, and it's where I think I show my best attributes, and I'm enjoying club, I'm enjoying country, and it's a new campaign. What's there not to be excited about?
And what about the new manager? We were talking here about what was said at half-time, because you were out early and there was fire in your belly as well.
Yeah, look, I think she came in, and one of the first things she said to us that regardless of where we're at, new manager, we can make as many excuses, but there's no excuses. And I think we showed that tonight. It doesn't matter where we're at, we're all here for the same reason, and that's to qualify for a major tournament.
And how much would you love to be there in Switzerland next year? Because you have had disappointments in the past, but what would it mean for you personally?
I think for me personally, and most of the girls would say, it will be what we've played football for. It will be on the top of everything we've achieved. To get this country to a major tournament is all of our, it's all of our main aim, and that's what we want.
I'm going to embarrass you now. I'm going to ask Katie about your performance as well. We were waxing lyrical, Gwen, and in commentary as well. We were really enjoying watching you play this evening, weren't we, Katie?
I want to know what your pre-match meal is, because your energy and the ground you cover is incredible. What did you have for pre-match?
Pre-match, 3 crepes, Nutella and banana.
All the sugar.
I love it. We're all
I
going to get
ran
on
off
that.
glycogen, yeah.
We're all going to get on that now. Hannah, I know you enjoy watching your teammates play so well.
Yeah, you were great. You were absolutely class. I knew you were going to score. I was telling Katie about your goal the other day for Rangers, and you're just unbelievable, mate. So, yeah, well
We're
done,
right back at you.
Yeah.
It's exciting to, for you to finish your rehab and to get back in with us.
Yeah, I can't wait.
Let's talk about Rangers as well, your club, because you won the Cup a couple of weeks ago now. You're still on for the domestic treble as well?
Yeah, so far so good. We've managed to get that one under our belts, and yes, every week as it comes. We've got a couple of big games coming up now. Obviously, with the league being different and the split for the top 6, lots of big games coming up, and we just need to keep the momentum.
And finally, before you go, did you thank Jess for giving you that sneaky pass? Because she was on for a hat-trick there.
Yeah, of course, but I think I set her up for the first one, no? So
Good
it was
point.
1 for 1. I thanked her for it.
Didn't think about that. Thank you very much. Rachel, we're going to let you go because you can...
Yeah, thank you
very
guys,
much. Thank
thank
you. She's got a Sharpie in her hand, so I've got a funny feeling that there are quite a few fans here waiting for her to go and autograph as well. It's embarrassing when you bring a player in and you say, look how good you are. But we've mentioned how that combination is working. Do you think now for the Kosovo game, Rhian Wilkinson will mix things up? Or do you go with a winning team like that? Or does she want to look at the depth that she has at her disposal?
It's really difficult because there are only 6 games, so they have to try and build some momentum, some continuity. So, yeah, we can ask the manager right now.
Do you know, we are indeed. She's joining us, Rhian. We really appreciate you coming so quickly to the studio. First of all, did you enjoy that first game at the helm?
I did enjoy it.
I'm going to ask you to lift your
All
mic.
right, I did
Brilliant.
enjoy
No.
it, absolutely. I think you can see I'm pretty animated on the sidelines. This is the game I love, and watching the team deliver a performance that they can be proud of in front of our home fans in North Wales. Of course I'm excited.
Very animated, and do you know what? We can show you your best bits, I think.
Oh, no.
We love embarrassing you. You were very animated because at times, especially in that first half, you might have been frustrated that you weren't, that you didn't have more goals.
The part of this is a learning curve for the team. So, of course, the last year and a bit, they've been playing League One opposition, and they haven't had as much of the ball as they did tonight. So it's just learning, taking our space, using the pockets that they gave us, and we really did that in the second half. They dropped really tight together. So I thought my voice could help them in the first, but definitely they got the message in the second, and we're really proud of what they delivered.
I need to apologise. I didn't formally introduce you all because I know you've spoken to Hannah Kane on the
met them
phone.
both. I met them
But
both.
this is Hannah Kane. You've spoken on the phone, but this is your first face-to-face meeting. What was said at half-time? Because the players came out early. They were eager to get back out. What was your message to them at that point?
I mean, it was a clear message. First, calm. I think you get frustrated and then you try and force things. And then we showed them a few clips of the spaces that they were being given. So you've got your game plan, and then you've got what the opposition is giving. And so they took away something, they gave us something else. So just that clarity of where we could really exploit split space, and then they were clinical in front of the net, so that was a nice start for us in the second half.
We really enjoyed you making the changes. At around 65 minutes, I think you brought a couple of youngsters on, Mary McAteer, Lois Joel. That experience and those youngsters, how important is it for you now to develop the next generation and to get that perfect balance?
Yeah, look, we had Ella Powell playing herself into the game, and I took her off at 45 because for me, these are games that we have to get our next generation of players minutes in. So yes, we were up in the second half, so it seemed obvious, but whatever the scoreline, we've got to be brave as a staff, because if we're not giving them that experience, how can we expect them to step forward when it really matters? So happy to get them on, and really proud of the performance they delivered as well.
What's the plan for Tuesday against Kosovo? They lost 2-0 to Ukraine today. They are ranked 100th in the world, Wales 32nd. Do you make changes, or do you stick with a winning side?
Well, I have a great staff. What we do is we go back and we review the game. There's obviously medical checks that need to happen. The score in the other game is irrelevant in terms of what I deliver, where they're ranked as well. We don't talk about that. We talk about us. We talk about our performance. And it was a good performance, but there was a lot of areas to improve in as well. So we'll go towards those. And again, if we deliver us at our best, the opposition is just that next challenge in front of us.
You can see that you are such a winner, and being a player and converting into a coach. Do you think that's going to have a real impact on the team?
I think you'll have to ask the team. I've been told this is not the first embarrassing montage I've had of myself on the sidelines. It's as close as you can get to playing, and I definitely can't play anymore. I'm right there with them. I lose my voice every game. I give them everything I can, which is just my actions and my voice. But we had John Gray as well standing to give me a break. We had Tom up for the set plays, and I'm so happy I had Adam as well up in the box with our analysts. So the whole staff put in a performance as well to make sure we continued to drive standards on the field, and the players were great.
Just want to get your take on player of the match, Jess Fishlock. 2 goals for her this evening. She could have had a hat-trick. She is getting nearer to Helen Ward's all-time record goal scoring of 44. She's getting possibly 150 caps on Tuesday. She is evergreen at 37, isn't she?
I mean, Helen Ward, you mentioned, these are 2 icons of the game, so how great to have that for Jess to chase. But yeah, it was one of those, like, do I leave her on? Can she conserve herself? She's not able to. The woman only gives 100%, so I had to take her off just to save her from herself. But we also had all our midfielders were involved in the scoring tonight, which was really nice to see, so that we've got all different types of goal scorers on the field.
Your thoughts on being here in Wrexham? Fellow Canadian Ryan Reynolds, of course, loves this place.
Of course.
Well, of course.
Yeah, related.
And the crowd, over 4,000 people here, and bringing football to North Wales, to this expectant crowd.
Yeah, I'm excited to see how many young people here are going to be the next generation of player for Wales. It means a lot to play in front of different stadiums, different crowds. So to come here, especially for our players that are not from the South, for their families to see them live, their schools, everyone coming out to support them, I think is really special, and appreciated the noise that was being created. It was something pretty special.
And finally, does Rhian Wilkinson celebrate a win, or are you low-key when it comes to good wins?
Well, I'm low-key in the middle of a FIFA window. We've got another game, and I don't celebrate until the end of the window, and then even that's pretty short-lived because we got the next window coming up pretty quickly.
Very professional. I do love it. Right answer. Thank you very much for coming to join us, and congratulations on your first win. We really enjoyed watching that match. We really enjoyed watching you as well on the sidelines. Diolch yn fawr iawn. Thank you very much. We're going to let you go because I know you need to go back to your team. Diolch yn fawr iawn. Thank you very much. Good to have her company. Nice to see not only Jess Fishlock and Rachel Rowe getting on the score sheet. A special mention to Angharad James for that goal. It's pretty impressive, isn't it?
Oh, it was such an incredible goal. I don't know how the ball actually got in the back of the net, but like Rhian Wilkinson said, for your 3 midfielders to get on the score sheet, that's really impressive. But she doesn't give it up, and that, wow, what a finish.
But that's what you would expect from Wales's youngest ever centurion, isn't it? She gives her everything.
Oh, every single game. And I actually didn't see the ball from Gemma as well. That is an unbelievable pass. And yeah, what a finish. I did not expect her to be able to get that in from that angle. It's unbelievable, but yeah, Haz gives everything every single game, and again, she deserves it.
Yeah, we've spoken actually about Jess Fishlock playing over in the States. We've spoken about Lily Woodham as well, and what that has done to a game. What about Angharad James going back out there?
Yeah, we've talked about Haz over the years. She's such a special player, and, 100 caps.
At 28 years old.
At 28, it's incredible. But she's such an important player for this team. A lot of the work she does, it actually goes unnoticed. She's so busy getting around, breaking up play, but she's also really calm and composed on the ball, and she's the person who's starting the attack as well. And I think that combination in midfield is actually quite frightening.
Look at her talking to Gwen-Ann Harris, our commentator there. A very popular member of the Wales squad, Angharad?
Yeah, for sure. She's there, she's calm, collected, composed on the pitch, off the pitch, but she's also got that little bit about her where she'll always have a bit of a laugh, and she's just great to be around. She's an all-round great character.
Let's go back to the result then, 4-0, and I'm just wondering, and we spoke about it, Katie, at length, didn't we, at the end of the Nations League campaign. The results didn't quite go Wales's way, although they did have that 0-0 result against Germany right at the end, which was a phenomenal result against a top-tier nation. Do you think that has really helped to get us where we are tonight with a display like that?
Yeah, when we look back at the previous Nations League results, it was a really tough time for Wales, and I think that's testament to the group, that how they stuck together and got through that tough time. And you don't do that without being such a close group and that togetherness. And I think the lessons they've learned and the disappointments that they've had, that's definitely going to drive them forward. And we're starting to see that confidence and that self-belief come back into this team. And I think over the next 5 games now, that's something that's only going to just grow. And I'm really excited to see where we're going to be going into, hopefully, those playoff games.
Well, before we get to the playoffs, there's another game coming your way Tuesday afternoon. Kosovo, that's where Wales play next, and that will be available to watch on the iPlayer. Tuesday, as I said, 1 o'clock. That game kicks off. And Wales will obviously want to build on that performance this evening. Rhian Wilkinson telling me, look, we don't look at world rankings. That's not what we do. We concentrate on ourselves. But they will be going into that game, Hannah, now full of confidence, thinking, look, we are favourites and we need to perform once again and build on what we saw this evening.
Yeah, I think it's important to keep building. The last 2 games have shown that we're getting better and better, and consistency is massive. And the girls now just need to take each game as it comes, and it doesn't matter the opposition. Like, you have your own foundations and your expectations that we set ourselves, and they know that, and Rhian knows that as well. So yeah, it's just a case of going into the next game and wanting to win.
They haven't got much time, have they? And I'm sure some players that didn't get an opportunity tonight, they will be chomping at the bit to get out there, won't they?
Yeah, for sure. Some of them players will be thinking, oh, I wish I'd have got on tonight. All of them will. And you always want to play for your country, no matter if it's a minute or 100 minutes. Like, it doesn't matter. So yeah, the girls that didn't get on tonight will be disappointed. But again, Rhian's shown that she can make changes, and she will make changes. So they just need to keep their patience, and their time will come.
That is very refreshing to see, and somebody's guessing, you know, what is she going to do? She was keeping the cards very close to her chest, but it feels like the perfect opportunity, the perfect game, if Wales possibly get a good start, that they could experiment and look at the depth available.
And that's the luxury that we have now, you know. You think about the players that's come on, some young players, but also Kaylee Green sitting on the bench as well. Someone with so much experience who will be chomping at the bit to get a start in that away game. But thinking about it's going away from home now, how do we prepare ourselves, and can we take that form into those away fixtures? That's going to be really, really important going into these next few games.
One word to describe this evening's performance, Hannah? Put you on the spot here now, haven't I?
Composed.
Composed, I like it. Katie, what would you say?
Impressive.
I like it. Well, ladies, thank you very much for your company this evening. You have been very impressive. That woman that you saw there, Rhian Wilkinson, has been very impressive as well. Her new era at the helm, it has started, and we were all wondering, weren't we, pre-match, what the Wilkinson way would look like. Well, we can now say that it looks quite good. It's a good way, and we are very much on our way, and hopefully very soon we will be on our way to Switzerland, Euro 2025. It's a good start. We'll see you Tuesday. Musta, good night.
It is a new era for Wales, and the road to Switzerland begins here in Wrexham. Fishlock, great start for Wales.
The perfect start for Rhian Wilkinson.
Fishlock, is it 2-0? It will be now. Rowe for 3-0. It's close to the goalkeeper, and it's in. It's 4. And what a start to the Wilkinson regime.